Hey everyone, it's Holly, and today I'm going to do a video I've been wanting to do for a little while, although I think the way I want to do this is different than I originally intended. I originally wanted this to be like a deep discussion and everything, but I think right now I kind of just want to get out the bare bones of my opinions on this in a quick video, hopefully, and then over time make it into a larger discussion. And it's something I've been thinking about for the last couple of years, especially because people are talking about diversity a lot. And I think that's a good thing. I think diversity in books, in TV, movies, in the world is always a good thing. I view books in a lot of ways as an easy way to expose people, especially young people, to different things that they don't experience in their life and allow them to be more accepting of maybe different things in their life. And diversity has become kind of like a hot button topic in the book community over the last couple of years. I know last year with A.K.A. there was a huge uproar about there not being a lot of diversity, and that's when I really started to think about this and actually get upset about it. And I don't mean upset that there's lack of diversity, but upset about what diversity seems to mean to some people. And when I see people talking about diversity, I feel like they're usually talking about one of 3/4 things. So race, gender, religion, and sexuality. I think religion in a way tends to get overlooked, so that one's a little different, but I've been seeing more and more people, especially when Muslim characters show up talking about it, which I think is a good thing. We do need more of that, especially right now. And whether it be the content of the stories includes those things or the author, either way, diversity. And I think that all 4 of those things are good things and should be addressed, and they should be included in more books, especially young adult books. But I feel like we tend to, maybe this is going to end up being a longer video, I don't know. I feel like we tend to stop there a lot of times, and that's what frustrates me. And that diversity has come, in my opinion, and maybe I'm just not educated enough and I'm not seeing a larger discussion going on, and that's my fault. And I'm not trying to say that I'm right and everyone else is wrong. That's not where I'm coming from, and I don't even think what I'm about to say is a complete list. What I'm trying to say is I think we need to have a bigger discussion than just those 4 things. Further made me think this was listening to the DBSA podcast, and a woman was being interviewed by Sarah Wendell, and her name is Sassy Atwater, and she provides the music for the podcast usually, and she and her husband are both blind. I don't know if her husband was born blind or if he lost his sight, but she lost her sight as a child due to side effects from radiation from cancer treatments. He continues to have brain tumors. So she was talking about how a lot of times she feels like those kinds of disabilities, like blindness, aren't represented well and honestly in fiction. And I agree. And then we had a Tuesday Talks video where the topic was, do you consider audiobooks reading? And I had commented that I did, and I thought that audiobooks were good because it's a way for people who physically can't read to consume books. And I got a few comments on that video from people who said that they hadn't thought about it that way, and which is fine. It's very easy to not think about someone other than you because you're not in their situation. That's a perfectly natural reaction. I don't think I had considered it that much until she talked about it and I had heard it some other places, so I get it if you're not exposed to it. But what I'm trying to get at is there's so much more to diversity than just your sexual orientation, your race, and your gender. It's so much more than that. To me, a huge thing I would like to see more is things with physical and mental disabilities. So things like dealing with autism all across the spectrum, dealing with being deaf, being blind, being OCD, having anxiety, having ADD and ADHD. OCD books and anxiety books are 2 things I'm drawn to because those are things that I suffer with. things like CP, things like MS, things like long-term illnesses like diabetes or arthritis, juvenile diabetes and juvenile rheumatoid arthritis are serious problems that kids have to deal with, and I feel like in a way it would be nice to see that. I think one of the reasons the Percy Jackson books are so good and connect to kids is because you have somebody in Percy who suffers with ADHD, but it's accepted and it's normalized, so it makes kids who suffer from that or are told they suffer from it feel like they can still do things. And I think that's what, books can do. I also want to see more like scars and deformities, and a lot of these things that I'm saying are things I seek out in my reading, which is a good thing. So I read it a lot and I feel like I talk about it a lot, but I wish it was more. I think cancer books are good, but there's other things out there. Like there are other illnesses. My brother and sister both suffer from cystic fibrosis, and I would love to see that explored in a story and not just explored in like, well, they're gonna die when they're like 18 and that kind of stuff. I'd also like to see familial diversity, so more non-traditional families or breaking from stereotypes like the evil step-parent. I loved Katie McGarry's Nowhere But Here because the main character, female character, had a great relationship with her like adopted / stepfather. I feel like you don't see enough of that. I would like to see more non-traditional sibling relationships, like step and half siblings who care about each other and aren't antagonistic. I would like to see more non-stereotyped LGBT characters. I would like to see things get combined. I would like to see, like more characters who are Muslim and gay, or, like you don't, and it's just your life, it's not everything about you, because it's not, like, it's a part of you and it's an important part of you, but you are more than that one defining characteristic. I also would like to see more class and society, like, looks. And again, this is something I personally have an interest in, so I seek it out a lot. But like new adult, I feel like you end up having really rich characters. I get it. It allows you to not have to deal with the stress of money, but maybe we should be exploring that stress some more. I don't know if that makes sense. I just want to see like more of everything, and I just want worlds to be more flushed out. And I think diversity should be a more diverse term, and it can be. We just need to like talk about it and support it. And like I said, I don't think this is a complete list. I know there's things I'm overlooking because, like I said before, if you're not exposed to something, you're not going to know about it and you're not going to think about it in a different way. I hope this made sense to you, and like I said, even though this was longer than I intended, so maybe I won't do another video, but I do want to talk about this some more, and maybe I'll talk about like books that I like that are more diverse, and people can offer what they would like to see more as diverse reads or books that they consider very diverse. So thank you so much for watching. I hope I didn't like offend anybody, because it's not my intention at all. So thank you so much for watching. Bye!